Good evening and welcome back to Midnight Wolf Tarot. Thank you so much for checking out my channel, and for the people that have hit like and subscribe on my channel, thank you so much. I appreciate your support and just for being here with me. Tonight I was feeling out kind of the energies that were kind of calling to me, and Scorpio, you guys kind of were pulling at me a lot, so I'm going to do this card reading for you guys and see what's out there for you for love, and see what's going on. So let's get started. All right, let's see. And this is going to be a general reading for love, and of course with general readings it isn't going to match all Scorpios, but this message could be for a certain Scorpio out there, and for the ones that need to hear it. Any cross watchers that come on by that happen to be with their Scorpio, you know, you might pick up some messages from this as well, and so I hope it's just a benefit in general for everybody. Alright, so let's see what's going on for love, December 2020 for Scorpio. Let's see. Love for December 2020 for Scorpio. What do we have? Hopefully something good. I did a video last night for Gemini, and that one surprised me a lot, needless to say. I was hoping for a better outcome for the Geminis, but I think the individuals that needed to hear it got their message, so that's good. So again, love is December 2020 for Scorpio. Spirit, what do we have for Scorpio for December 2020 regarding love? Scorpio, December 2020 for love. Let's see. Hopefully something good. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, guys. Thank you, all angels, for being here with me this evening, and for being here with Scorpio. We're doing this reading based off of love. And it is a general reading, so any messages that need to come through for Scorpio, whether they should stay where they are and move forward or not look back at the past, anything that they need right now, let their message come through for the ones that need to hear it the most. Thank you very much. Alright, Scorpio, let's see what we have for you. Let's see, Scorpio, December 2020 for love. I'm hoping it's something good. We'll see here. Well, clearly you're dealing with a fire sign. Wow. You're dealing with fire. Wow. Kind of a lot of fire, actually. Yeah, wow. Alright. So let's talk about what just came out here, alright? So you have the Four of Wands in reverse, okay? So dealing with a fire sign, you know, you can be dealing with an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And normally with this card, you know, they call it the 1111 card. It's supposed to be a point of card of happiness. You normally want to see this card obviously in the upright, because it's a cause of celebration, it's love, you know, it could be your soulmate, twin flame type situation. But with it in reverse, it's clear that this particular fire sign wasn't the one for you. You know, you thought they were, but it just, so far it's not it. You know, it's obviously something that this fire sign did, or how they kind of portrayed themselves that you weren't quite sure. I do feel like it's really connecting heavy with Aries. Out of the other two, out of Leo and Sagittarius, it's pulling really heavy towards Aries. So any Scorpio dealing with an Aries right now, definitely check out the rest of this video, okay? Next to that, you have the Emperor. Okay, and so with the Emperor, you know, this can still represent male or female. It can still go both ways. Just because it's a male card doesn't mean that it's just towards a male in itself. The Emperor, actually, uh, interesting enough, is Aries as well. So it's definitely an Aries, male or female. Okay, so you thought that this person was it for you. You know, you had a strong connection at a certain point in time. Um, but it just kind of started to dissolve over time, or somehow you became disconnected from them. And you know, with being a water sign Scorpio, you guys kind of internalize everything. You internalize all of your emotions until you get the final light to the firework, and then you get the final pop, and then all of your emotions come out, whether it you know, be, you know, being sad or angry. Usually it's anger that comes out because you guys normally just have enough, you know, and so you'll really kind of put your fist down and really just let everything out all at once, just because you keep too much in. And that kind of, you know, feels like that's what happened with the situation, you know. Aries finally said something to you that you didn't like and you had enough, and so you kind of had an outburst of emotion saying, you know what, I'm done with this. I might be done with you, you know. I don't want to deal with it. But at the same time, you know, you get the Page of Wands here. So I think that this Aries tried to reapproach you, um, and you still haven't reopened yourself to them. So there was definitely something that they said that really pissed you off, that made you recoil from them, and you're not quite sure about them anymore. You know, you thought this was a good thing, and now you're not quite sure. You know, you're really having to think hard about this, even though, you know, typical Aries, you know, that they're passionate, you know, they do have high energy, you know, they are unique individuals, but a lot of them are very I would say type A personality, you know, to the point that like things have to be perfect. They have to be perfect at almost everything that they do. You know, whether that be with school, in relationships, work, or anything. You know, they have to succeed in what they try to do. And with that, it's really interesting because they're very similar to Capricorn in that sense, because Capricorns need success. And Aries, that drives them as well. You know, they're like, no, like I have to be good at this. Um, and somehow in this relationship, it wasn't going that way. You know, they didn't see the perfection that they wanted. And I really think that they said something to you that finally made you pop and go, well, you know, if you don't see me as perfect, and if I'm not enough, I'm not deserving enough, well, there's the door, you know, and don't try to come back. And I don't care if you try to come back. But, you know, this Aries is trying to reapproach, but you don't know what to do with it, you know. You do have the Four of Wands, not Four of Wands, I'm sorry, kind of tired tonight. Four of Swords, okay? And so you're really having to think hard on this. This is also from the air signs as well, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. But you really are having to think hard on this situation. You don't want to rush. To make this decision. Uh, you know, obviously this Aries is really important to you. They matter. And so you don't want to make a rash decision just because you're angry. And I can appreciate that, Scorpio. You know, you're really just trying to rest and take a break and try to make the right decision with your heart instead of your mind, and making a decision based out of anger. Because normally when we make a decision out of anger, we always tend to regret it, right? It's like you always end up saying things that you wish you can take back, and those are usually the worst words that you use. And a lot of times you can't take them back. You know, what's said is said, and that's the end of it. You know, but you're sitting on this and thinking about it, and that's a wise choice. But with all the waiting, you know, this Aries has now put their guard up all the way with the Knight of Wands. You know, they're on defense because now they don't know what to think. They don't know if you're going to come back with them with more anger, or if you have anything else that's going to come off. They're not sure anymore. At this point, this Aries has felt like they very well screwed up this relationship to the point that this can't be repaired, even though you're just sitting there quietly thinking, trying to make sure that you're making the right decisions, and not doing anything rash, but this Aries isn't taking it that way. They're like, no, like, I need an answer. I would like an answer, and a quick answer, because, I try to reapproach you, try to text, try to call, I've tried to reach out, I've had this type of communication, and I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything, and I don't know what to do. So now they put their defenses up, in terms of getting ready to protect their heart in the event that you decide that you don't want to be with them anymore. Quite interesting. Let's see what else comes out for the present, for December 2020 for Scorpio. This is already pretty interesting so far. But this Aries does matter to you, Scorpio. I mean, I definitely get a heavy sense of that. They definitely matter. I would say that this is a relationship that has been around for a couple of years. This isn't a new type relationship. We definitely have been together for quite a bit. So that's why this isn't so easy to make a quick decision. I would say if this was a relationship with just a couple of months, you probably just would have walked away and wouldn't have looked back. But now you're not quite sure of what you want to do. So we'll just have to see. And so now we have the Six of Wands, that sense of moving away, and so Aries, hopefully you can see this card, this is another, air card too, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, if that resonates with you or not, but this Aries is starting to move away. They put up their defenses, they're getting ready to move away from the situation, because they really feel like that they screwed up. They're like, okay, I really kind of blew this opportunity with Scorpio, and they're not coming back. Like, I really messed up. And you're just sitting there quietly doing your Scorpio self, because Scorpios kind of just recoil and to sit and wait and watch. They really watch to see the bigger picture, and especially if they have an emotional outburst, and especially when it comes with anger, they tend to sit quietly for quite some time to really think about things. And that's really what's going on with the situation. But Aries is just ready to move away because they're like, I don't think this can be repaired because I really screwed up. And then you have the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, so where there was a lot of hope and success in this relationship, Aries doesn't feel like it's really there anymore. And this does represent the earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo as well. But I don't feel like this is like an earth-like connection at all. I do feel heavy that this has to do with Aries. But Aries doesn't see the success in this situation anymore. Not at all. They feel like they really dropped the ball, and that potentially this can't be repaired. And with saying that, we have the Fool in reverse. And normally the Fool you want to see in the upright because, that's new beginnings, that's new hope, right? New possibilities. And with it in reverse, there's not really a new beginning here. And so I feel like Aries is right, Scorpio, that your final decision, even though that it was in anger, you're probably done with it because they really made you mad. They really did something here to, uh, well, And what I'm feeling right now, I think that Aries at some point was disloyal to you. And Scorpios, you don't like disloyalty in any forms. You guys are very much, trying to find the right words here. When somebody is yours, they're yours. You're not about sharing, and you take that very serious. But sometimes, it depends on how serious you are in that relationship with somebody, because sometimes Scorpios can wander around too. They can have a wandering eye, but for this individual, you were really serious about them. You would have married them. You would have made that offer. And this Aries really screwed up. And with that, you have the Five of Swords as well. So, again, this is, an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. If that resonates with you, that's alright too. But again, I really feel like this is between Scorpio and Aries. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of defense up. You're ready to make that choice, and at this point, you may not care how bad you hurt Aries at all. You might just take the final swing on this situation, um, and pull the plug on it, you know. And with that, you have the Four of Cups. And so I feel like Aries is going to reapproach you one more time. Be like, are you sure? And you're going to use that sword and be like, yeah, I was serious in our final conversation, and I'm not taking back anything that I said, So if you want to be disloyal, you want to be who you are, I wish you the best, because, a couple years of my time, that's time I'm not going to get back. And like I said, this isn't a new relationship. This is definitely something that has been around for quite some time. We're looking at a couple of years, at least 2 to 3 years, at least. And so Scorpio is really angry about the fact of the time that has been wasted here. They're like, well, if you were planning on being disloyal, or you weren't looking at a possibility of marriage, and you didn't have that serious of a connection or feelings for me, that should have been said after the first year. It doesn't take long to really come to terms with the fact if you really want to be with somebody on the long term. I'm not saying that you have to be married after the first year, per se, after being with somebody, but within a year or even 2 years, you really got a good general idea if you can picture being with somebody for a long time, and Aries didn't do that here, and their disloyalty to Scorpio, I think Scorpio, you're not going to take them back no matter how many offers Aries makes towards you. You're not going to want to hear it. You're kind of done with this situation. But let's see what else comes out. Yep. Yep. All right. So yes, we have, wow. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, it's definitely with Aries. Okay, so we have the Knight of Wands, so again, this is at a standstill. And again with this card, whether it's in reverse or in the upright like this, I do see this as a player card. No, and it can be like a playboy or playgirl type mentality, because we know that that can go both ways. It's not just guys that cheat, women cheat as well. But this a total player situation, and they were disloyal to you. They took the chance, they broke your heart, and now you want nothing to deal with it, and right here we have the Three of Pentacles, where this card should be a card of, a victory, of happiness, a point of celebration. I do see this card as like a Three's Company as well. And so there was a third party here, and Aries screwed up. They made the wrong decision. And so now Aries is realizing that this isn't something they should wait for either. They screwed up. They shouldn't reapproach you, and should potentially just walk away from it. And right here we have the King of Wands, and so Aries right now is trying to take a higher stance at this point, trying to show their true fire, like, well, I don't care, I don't care. It's like, I'm fine, and this isn't gonna affect me at all because I know who I am, and I'll find somebody better. I'll find somebody else. I can replace you, Scorpio. And that's how they're choosing to act right now, to hide the fact that they're hurt. That this is going to be a devastating loss to them, but it's easier for them to hide behind that than to show their true feelings. It's easier to hide behind the King of Wands and be like, no, well, huh, I didn't need you anyway. That's why I made the decisions that I made. And that's just a poor choice on Aries' part. That's a poor choice because Scorpio, you did have real emotion here. You did care about this person. And Aries, you screwed up. You made the wrong choice. And at the same time, Aries is sitting here going back on defense. They're flip-flopping right now. They're like, well, they're trying to stay in like the high guard. Like, well, this doesn't matter. But they have their defense up because they're like, well, I'm not gonna let you hurt me. I don't want to hear the words from you, Scorpio, that you do not want to be with me. And so I'm gonna put on my guard. I'm still gonna act like I don't care. I'm gonna sit here in the King of Wands position and show my true fire and act like this isn't bothering me at all. Like maybe I didn't make the wrong decision after all in the choice that I made. But I can say, Aries, you did, because Scorpio was true and they had a real heart. And for whoever this is for, Aries, you screwed up. Because this particular Scorpio was the real deal. And Scorpios, sometimes they can be difficult, and it's not so much that Scorpios are difficult, they're really deep. They're really deep, emotional people. They're very smart and they're sensitive, they're emotional, they have a mysterious nature to them. And so I think that's why sometimes Scorpios can be misunderstood as well, because of that mysterious tone to them, that they're usually are the ones that people question if they're being, disloyal or they're being dishonest in some way because of this mysteriousness to them. But this Scorpio was the real deal. And Aries, you screwed up. You screwed up bad. They would have been the best for you. They were your true match, and you're gonna regret the decision that you made. And Scorpio, all I can say to you is, make the brave decision to cut it off and to walk forward. Obviously, it's going to take time to heal from this, but you will, because Scorpios, you're pretty tough, even though you are a water sign. I think a lot of times that people, uh, they act like the water signs just because that they do have a sensitive emotional nature to them, that they're not a strong sign, and that misrepresenting that, um, a lot of people are surprised when they end up messing with these water signs, that they have a sense of rage about them that will come out, and they're like, no, I'm not a pushover. I may be sensitive, but I'm not going to let you just walk all over me like I'm a rug. Like, I will defend myself. I am capable of doing that. And if you're going to bring that out on me, if you're going to bring it out of me, you're going to feel it. And when you do feel it, it's not going to feel good, because it's going to be one time and it'll be the last time. And you're going to realize you shouldn't have done it. So let's see what else comes out on this situation. But I think So far, this is kind of set in stone, but let's see what else comes out. If Scorpio may change their mind. So let's see for the Four of Wands. What is Scorpio thinking? I'm curious more for Scorpio. And what do you know? What comes out? Death. And this is Scorpio. So, uh, yeah, that you're done. Aries, you were done. Now you're going to see the true side of Scorpio, or you already did see the true side of Scorpio. You saw that rage. You saw that they could have a little bit of fire in them too. And what you did to them, they're not going to forgive you. Even though they sat and they waited to make this decision, they feel like they're making the right decision. And right here we're at the Eight of Swords. Um, it's it's not gonna be easy on either one of you. I mean, obviously there's gonna be pain for the both of you, but Scorpio isn't gonna wait for you. And this attempt of you waiting for them, Aries, is gonna be a waste of time for you because the Scorpio isn't gonna come back. I think they said what they needed to say, and they're just gonna let you walk away, and you can reapproach them as much as you want, and they're not gonna come back. You know, not even so much as a final text of goodbye. They're just going to be done with it. And here we have the King of Pentacles. You know, this does represent, you know, again, Earth. You know, but like I said, uh, I feel like this has more to do with an Aries than an Earth sign at all. But I think, you know, Scorpio just wants to believe that they're going to find somebody better. After time of healing, they will find somebody that isn't going to be disloyal to them, that's going to take their emotions seriously. You know, they're going to see that they're, you know, true being, and although that they can be mysterious and deep, and they have these, you know, qualities about them, they're not bad qualities. You know, Scorpio just, they take their time, but just don't piss them off. You know, Scorpios just have a bad temper, you know, and that's no different from like what's a perfect example? Like Leo. Like if you've ever pissed off a Leo, yeah, you'll feel that lion. You definitely will. You know, you're gonna feel it. And so Scorpios are no different because, you know, they are the scorpion, you know, and once you feel that sting, that's a sting that you will remember for a long time, because that's something that is gonna hurt for a long period. So let's see what else we have. Again, I'm more interested of knowing how you're feeling, Scorpio, uh, more so than Aries. I think, you know, Aries screwed up, so I want to see more of how you're feeling. And yeah, with the Two of Wands here in the reverse, um, you're not gonna juggle this. You don't care if they come back. You know, and this doesn't say that this is an easy decision for you. This is a painful thing. And I really feel that really heavily, Scorpio, that you're hurt, but you much rather accept the hurt and deal with it and heal than to have somebody that's going to be disloyal to you, because you don't have any tolerance for that. So again, I'm more interested to know how you're feeling. And here you are with the High Priestess, you know, so you're standing strong. You're really standing strong. And with the, you can see, you know, with this deck it's kind of hard to see, but you have the pillars here that are black and white. So you can see the positive, negative sign, you know, and so this is coming more from the B. You know, you see the negative part of this relationship, and it isn't worth it to you to try to reopen yourself to a person that's probably going to be disloyal to you again. You know, there's no point. Like, you much rather take the time to heal yourself than to move forward, and you can sit there in a high stance as the High Priestess and do that. So again, with these clarifiers, I'm more interested in Scorpio's point of view. Definitely more interested. Yeah, with the Queen of Cups. So, yeah, it's not like this isn't going to be an emotional thing for you, Scorpio. I mean, you're hurt, and this is going to take time for you to heal. But you're making the right decision overall, and you didn't make a quick decision, you didn't make a rash decision. You made the right one. And, let the series go. Because, they did screw up, and their disloyalty was shown. And, yeah, they're gonna wish that they didn't do that. And with this Ten of Wands here, um, yeah, they're gonna feel, now they're feeling it. Now they're gonna feel that true fire, of which that they shouldn't have caused you, this pain that they shouldn't have caused you. Now Aries is standing here acting like they're in a ton of pain right now, because they realize the burden and mistakes that they made that they can't take back, because overall this was real. This was love. You had true love for them, and this also does represent Gemini for those that are interested in that. But you had true feelings, true emotions for them, and they screwed up. They screwed up really, really bad. Um, and you loved them, and like I said before, you would have married them. And so Aries is still hoping for a new beginning here. They hope that there's a turnaround that can be done at some point. But then at the same time, they're sitting there again with the Seven of Wands with their guard up, um, because of the sense of realization that you're probably not going to come back. And Aries, I mean, you're spot on with that. I don't see the Scorpio coming back to you. You can't be disloyal to somebody and cheat on them and hurt them and expect them to keep coming back. I mean, anybody that isn't willing to be in a toxic relationship, they're not going to come back. They're going to pack their bags and walk the other way, especially if they invested the amount of time that they invested into this relationship and you do something like that. Why would they come back? They shouldn't come back. And right here you got the Knight of Swords, okay? And again, this is at a standstill position. This Scorpio is not going to chase you, Aries. So this hope and desire that they're going to come back, they're not going to come back. You should just keep walking in the other direction too. Because no matter how many offers you have for this Scorpio, you cannot fix what has been done. And I think you're finally coming to that realization with the Three of Wands in reverse here, that you're getting to a point where you're finally realizing, oh, yeah, they're not coming back. And with the Page of Cups here, this I feel more is coming from Aries, that, you're somewhat emotional about it, but again, I think you're letting your pride get in the way. You're letting that fire get in the way of truly of how you feel. And this is, water. It's a water sign, so Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. But I don't feel like this is so much energy of Scorpio. I feel like this is how Aries is choosing to feel, of more of an immature nature, and they're like, oh, well, fine, maybe I didn't make the wrong decision on what I did, and you know what, you did, Aries. I'm sitting here to tell you, you screwed up, because this Scorpio is the real deal, and Scorpios are amazing people, and yeah, you screwed up. You had the Six of Pentacles in reverse, so they didn't, this Scorpio doesn't care about the success of this situation anymore. They're ready to walk away. And you also have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse as well. So they don't plan on investing any more time into this situation. Aries, you screwed up. And Scorpio, I'm proud of your strength. For the Scorpios that this message is for, I'm proud of your strength to be able to pack up and walk away and not to be in a toxic situation that you know that isn't good for you. So let's pull just a few oracle cards for you, Scorpio, to see if there's anything out there that can help you to heal during this time. Again, it's always difficult when you invest that much time into somebody and they choose to be disloyal to you. That's always hard. And that's not going to be an easy thing, but let's see if we can get some cards here. I'm going to move some of my other cards here. Just to see what else we got in hopes of healing for you, Scorpio. And for Aries, I hope you figure it out. For the Aries that chose to do this, I hope you figure it out in the end. That I hope this was a good life lesson for you. You know, you can stand there as strong as a fire sign as you want. But, you know, water's water and they can put out fire. So, you screwed up. So, Spirit, what messages do we have for Scorpio to help them heal during this time? What messages do you have for Scorpio to help their hearts to heal? For the ones that need to hear this message. Alright. Yeah, peace. Peace. Just be at peace, Scorpio. You know, you didn't do anything wrong. Take this time to heal yourself. And it doesn't need to be a fast process. Take your time in which you need to do it. And protect yourself. You know, kind of put yourself in that little bubble and take the time to heal. Find the peace in yourself and take the time to heal yourself. Because this, like I said, this was a longer term relationship and you would have married this person. You know, so this is a significant loss to you. You know, and you saw, you know, purity, you know, in this situation. You know, you thought that this was the real deal, you know, and, you know, but you'll find pleasure again in your life. You'll find it. You'll find the pleasure again. And I don't doubt that, because Scorpios are really good at that. Finding things that make them happy. And I would say in terms of pleasure and how you want to look at that, Scorpios are great at that, and just finding the things that make them feel good. So let's see what the angels have to say here for Scorpio, December 2020, to help them heal. What messages do we have for Scorpio for December 2020 for love to help them heal? And Aries, you screwed up. That's all I can keep coming back to that. Yeah, this Scorpio is really hurt. You just really screwed up, Aries. Yeah, so you got a god of conflict resolution. You're being encouraged to walk away from a current conflict, Scorpio. So I don't know if you can, how well you can see that card, but you didn't make the wrong decision by walking away from this. You know, not at all. Not for a minute. You know, keep walking. Don't look back. You don't deserve to be in a toxic relationship, and people that want to play with your heart, they have no business being in your life. Not at all. You know, and I always say life is just too short. It's too damn short. And it's always changing. And things can change in a blink of an eye. And it's not worth wasting your time on somebody that doesn't take you serious, okay? And you also have angel of vision, alright? Someone is not revealing part of the story. Trust your feelings over what others say. So this Aries, you know, they know what they did. You know, they were, I don't know how well you can see that card, but, you know, they were disloyal. They screwed up. in a really bad way, and you figured it out, you know, so just keep on walking. Just keep on walking. You know, and goddesses of psychic protection. What you believe, you create. No one can harm you, okay? So just take the time to heal yourself and re-envision of what partner you would really like in the future. And this person will come to you. It will come to you. I'm going to pull one more card on this. But Scorpio, you did not, yeah, you didn't make the wrong decision. Not for 1 minute. You got the angel of the universe. You're being encouraged to expand your thinking. So believe, Scorpio, that you're gonna find somebody else. It's gonna take some time. This isn't gonna be a quick fix, like you're gonna wake up the next day and be like, oh, well, I'm all better now. It's gonna take some time for you to heal, but when you do, that person, the right one, is gonna be there. And Aries, this is gonna be your biggest regret. I tell you what, you know, this Scorpio was the real deal. You know, was just a wonderful person, had great, you know, great qualities about them. And like, I feel that. I feel this in my heart of just how bad the Scorpio was hurt. But you screwed up. Alright, let's see for Scorpio, December 2020, for love. How to help them. What can be done here? What additional messages here? So let's see. Let's see. Oh, man. Ah. So you had sad embrace. And that makes me sad. Geez, Scorpio, like, yeah, like, you're really hurt. You're really, really hurt. And, for the Scorpios that are truly dealing with this, you know, my heart goes out to you, you know, and I'm sorry that this Aries chose to make the decisions that they made. You know, I think that they were just sitting there in their sense of pride of how sometimes fire signs can get. You know, a lot of them can be prideful, especially if you're dealing with a Leo. You know, they can just sit there in their pride and be like, well, I don't care because I'm right. I'm right about everything all the time. And I'll sit here and I won't admit my wrong because, no, I'm right. I'm right all the time. And, no, they were wrong. They were very, very wrong for everything that they did and what they did to you. And you're just sitting here in a broken place, and for that I'm sorry, but things will improve. You're gonna find something better. There's gonna be something better for you, and hopefully we're gonna see some more of that in this cards. You know, hopefully we're not gonna continue to see your brokenness, Scorpio. Let's see some positivity here. And right here, here it is. Here it is. Coming to life. Okay? So once you get past this part, okay, once you get past the healing, you're gonna come right back to life. You and your Scorpio self and your highest regard, you'll be like, wait a minute, I know who I am, and I'm a beautiful person. I have all these wonderful qualities about me. Sure, I'm mysterious and I'm deep and I have all these awesome mysterious qualities about me, but I'm a cool person. I'm an awesome person. With or without anybody. It's like, wait a minute, you know, and you are just gonna relight up, alright? And that's gonna open the door for you to find the right person, you know, and so that makes me happy. That makes me happy to see that. Let's see some other positivity for Scorpio here of finding this new chapter. And you're gonna have the strength. You're gonna get your strength back. You know, coming back to life, you're gonna have the strength to do it. You're gonna be able to move on. And it's gonna be a beautiful thing, you know? Let's see what else comes out for you. Now I'm excited for you, Scorpio. I'm excited. Things are really going to come together for you in the end. You know, and again, you're doing the right thing, walking away from this Aries. Don't look back. Don't look back. No matter how many times they contact you, they want to come back. Just keep going. Ooh, and you have the bone collector here. Okay, so this is the interesting card, and it's really interesting because the woman's sitting here collecting all the bones, and I think this is true to Scorpio. The fact that the death card represents Scorpio, uh, this is how you're gonna kind of see the situation. That you're gonna be like, you know, Aries, you're gonna try to come back, and I'm gonna be in my full strength, and I'm gonna be in my new life, and you're gonna wish that you didn't do that to me. It's like you're gonna wish you didn't break my heart. I'm gonna pull, yeah, well, alright, 2 more cards popped out for you guys. I'll take them both, because, yeah, you have the Wizard of Awareness, you know, so you're gonna just sit on the situation, and before you make your next move, you're gonna make sure that you're picking the right person, you know. You're gonna make sure that you're picking the right one, okay? And again, you know, it's making the right choice. Alright, and so it's interesting that these 2 cards came out together because you're sitting there trying to make the right decisions and trying to make the right choice for you. You're not going to make a rushed decision ever again. You know, you're going to make sure that you're choosing the right person. You're going to make sure that they're showing signs of loyalty, you know, and really take your time with it, because I think well, not that I think, I honestly, I just feel like with this Aries, you know, you might have rushed into it a little bit, you know. This with fire signs, they have this sense of quality about them that they can just reel you in really, really quick, and you know, with as passionate as they can be and stuff, they can draw you in. And I think with this, that's what happened, you know, and you really thought it was the right one. And like I said, you would have married this person, and you'd never in a million years thought this individual would disrespect you, be disloyal, and do what they chose to do, and chose to cheat, you know. But this goes to show what making those kind of decisions, how it can hurt a person. So I always say, if you're not sure if you're 100%, if you can be loyal in a relationship, stay single. You know, I had a conversation about this in my last video with Gemini, because they had a lot of test tossing in their situation, and I said the same thing. It's like, if you aren't 100% sure what you want, and you see that the other person is more serious than where you're at, then be honest with them, be honest with yourself, and it's okay to remain friends if you're able to, but if not, step back away from that situation, because all it does is it results in a lot of people getting hurt. And in this case, Scorpio did. And that wasn't fair of you, Aries, to do that. Not one bit. But Scorpio, you're going to find something. You're going to find something much greater. It's coming your way. So just take the time, be patient, heal yourself, and become your true Scorpio self. And that's a very strong individual. You know, Scorpios are very strong, you know, and that's why their card is death, and that tends to freak a lot of people out. But you know, that's just a phase of new beginnings, you know, and that's what that card really represents. It's ending the old, beginning anew. And Scorpio, you're going to do that. And so and with that, I'm very excited for you. But that's all I have for you guys tonight. Thank you for coming and watching. And for the Scorpios that needed to hear this message, I hope it came to a great benefit. All right, I'll see you guys next time, and make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll do some more videos together. All right, I'll see you guys later. Have a good night. Bye.